Hannah's heart pounded as she stood in the entryway of the house she once called home. Her mother-in-law's voice echoed in her ears, cold and decisive. "Now that my son has passed away, you'll return to your parents' place, right? It would be sad if this house was left empty. We'll live here. You don't need to worry at all." The words hit her like a tidal wave, leaving her speechless. Her husband, Tyler, was gone, taken too soon by an unexpected illness. The grief was still raw, yet here were his parents, moving in without so much as a discussion. Hannah's sorrow turned to unease as she realized the extent of their intentions. Hannah's life with Tyler had been brief, but beautiful. They met through her work at a real estate company where Tyler's brother had introduced them. What started as casual lunches soon blossomed into a deep connection. Tyler's warmth and sincerity made her feel safe, cherished. They built dreams together, a future filled with love and a home of their own. But fate had other plans. When Tyler's work required a transfer, Hannah stayed behind to manage the property she had inherited from her grandfather. It was a beautifully renovated home, steeped in memories and value. Selling it had been a mutual decision between her and Tyler, meant to fund their dream home. But Tyler's untimely death shattered those plans, leaving Hannah to navigate the aftermath alone. At first, her in-laws seemed supportive, visiting often and offering companionship. But their behavior soon shifted. Weekend outings, initiated by her mother-in-law, turned into relentless demands. Hannah found herself paying for lavish meals and shopping sprees, her objections dismissed with guilt-inducing remarks. The once comfortable relationship soured as financial requests escalated. Hannah's breaking point came when her in-laws arrived unannounced, truck in tow, prepared to move in permanently. "The value of this property has increased significantly," her mother-in-law remarked with a sinister smile. "We've always wanted it. As a matter of fact, your marriage was only approved because you inherited this." The revelation left Hannah reeling. Tyler's parents had orchestrated their lives, driven by greed. But Hannah wasn't ready to surrender. Summoning courage, she revealed her trump card. The house had already been sold. A new family was moving in that very day. Chaos erupted as the new homeowners arrived, bewildered by the scene. Hannah's in-laws attempted to block the movers, their desperation palpable. But the truth was undeniable. The house, and the land it sat on, no longer belonged to the family. For the first time, Hannah felt a flicker of relief. In the weeks that followed, Hannah pieced her life back together. She moved into a smaller home, one where she could find peace and start anew. Tyler's memory remained her anchor, a reminder of the love they shared and the strength she discovered within herself. Her in-laws' obsession culminated in a tragic act, an attempted arson that led to her mother-in-law's arrest. The fallout fractured the family, but Hannah chose not to dwell on the bitterness. Instead, she focused on rebuilding, cherishing the relationships that remained, and honoring Tyler's legacy with quiet resilience. In her new home, surrounded by reminders of her husband's love, Hannah found solace. She returned to work, determined to create a future worthy of the dreams they once shared. And as she looked toward the horizon, she felt a sense of hope, a promise of brighter days ahead. Hannah's journey wasn't without challenges. The memories of Tyler lingered in every corner of her life, and she often found herself lost in thoughts of what could have been. Yet, she refused to let grief dictate her path. She began volunteering at a local community center, dedicating her time to helping those facing hardships. The experience brought her a renewed sense of purpose and a way to channel her pain into something meaningful. Her days were filled with activities, but the nights were the hardest. Alone in the quiet of her new home, the emptiness was palpable. To cope, she started journaling, pouring her emotions onto paper. It became a form of therapy, allowing her to process her grief and rediscover her strength. Over time, those pages transformed into stories of resilience and hope, inspiring others who read them. Meanwhile, Hannah's relationship with her brother-in-law, Ethan, grew stronger. Ethan, who had always been close to Tyler, became a pillar of support for Hannah. They often reminisced about Tyler, sharing laughter and tears. It was Ethan who encouraged Hannah to publish her writings, recognizing the potential they held to help others. Reluctantly at first, Hannah agreed. The response was overwhelming, with readers finding solace in her words. As her writings gained traction, Hannah's life took an unexpected turn. She was invited to speak at events, sharing her journey of love, loss, and resilience. Her story resonated with many, and she found herself surrounded by a community of people who had experienced similar struggles. The connections she formed became a source of strength, reminding her that she was not alone. Back in her personal life, the situation with her in-laws continued to simmer. Her mother-in-law, now out on bail, attempted to reconnect, citing remorse for her actions. But Hannah remained cautious. While she understood the importance of forgiveness, she also knew the necessity of boundaries. She agreed to meet her mother-in-law under the condition that Ethan would be present as a mediator. The meeting was tense but civil. Her mother-in-law apologized, though her words felt rehearsed. Ethan's presence ensured the conversation remained respectful, but Hannah sensed that true change would take time, if it happened at all. For her own peace, she decided to limit contact, focusing instead on the positive aspects of her life. Hannah's professional life also flourished. Her experience in real estate, combined with her newfound platform as a writer and speaker, opened doors she hadn't imagined. She began consulting on projects that aimed to provide affordable housing for families in need. The work was fulfilling, blending her expertise with her desire to make a difference. As the years passed, Hannah's life took on a new rhythm. She surrounded herself with people who uplifted her, building a support system that felt like family. Her home, though smaller than the one she shared with Tyler, became a haven of warmth and love. She decorated it with mementos of their time together, ensuring his presence was always felt. One day, while sorting through old belongings, Hannah discovered a letter Tyler had written but never given to her. In it, he spoke of his love for her and his hopes for their future. The letter brought tears to her eyes, but also a deep sense of gratitude. It was a reminder of the life they had shared and the dreams they had nurtured. Hannah framed the letter, placing it in a spot where she could see it daily. It became a source of inspiration, a testament to the enduring power of love. With Tyler's words guiding her, she continued to move forward, embracing life's uncertainties with courage and grace. As she stood on the balcony of her home one evening, watching the sunset, Hannah reflected on how far she had come. The pain of loss had shaped her, but it hadn't defined her. She had built a life filled with purpose and surrounded herself with love. And in that moment, she knew that Tyler would be proud of the woman she had become.